Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Sammy. Diablo 4's Lord of the Hatred expansion is now out, and your boy, after being away for 2 years, not playing any D4 at all, I decided to go back and give it a try. I was hearing a lot of positive things, so I kind of wanted to test it for myself. So in this video, I'm going to give you my very initial take on my experience so far. I do want to put a little footnote on this video. This is like me playing the game for like 8 to 10 hours in game. I'm still in the campaign. I'm not at what I like to say is the critical part of the game, and that's the end game. So please remember that as you're watching this video. But a lot of people have been asking me if I could give my initial thoughts on it so far. So I'm going to do that in my video. And then in the next video, I'll wait till I get everything done, get my hands on the end game, and then I'll do a final take on my thoughts on the Lord of the Hatred expansion. So this is as far as we've gotten so far. I'm a level 39. I decided to play a warlock appropriately named SamyCaps. Now there's no Diablo in Diablo 4, so I thought what a better way to have Diablo in the game since so many people want Diablo in the game. So this is a lighter version of him, but my character name is SamyCaps. It's difficult to pronounce, but I wanted to kind of give you my thoughts on what additions have been brought onto the game that in the campaign so far that I think are really nice additions. I have to say the campaign has been very, very nice. The lore, for people that love lore in video games, I'll start with that. The whole, and I'm not going to do any spoilers, so we're not going to go deep into it, but the whole thing with Lilith, Mephisto, Lorath, and all the other characters that are in the Diablo 4 lore, it's no secret if you've watched my content going back all the way to like 3 years ago when I started creating Diablo 4 content. I've always said Blizzard's cutscenes are second to none. And in this expansion, that continues. And the lore in the campaign, the storyline, I got to say, it hooked me in. I'm not a big lore guy, but they did a great job. Now, I think if I could be a little bit of a, nitpick, the dialogue and the amount of cutscenes of the campaign is a little bit long in the tooth. But I understand there's a storyline here, and they wanted to get that lore across to the players that care about it. But other than that, the campaign has been pretty smooth. We're level 39. I would imagine, I was told top level is 70, so I would imagine I'm probably halfway through, 60% through the campaign. Hopefully we'll get that done. But so far, so good. Only critique is that the campaign has a lot of dialogue and cutscenes, which sometimes you just want to slice and dice and kill enemies. But what else have they improved that I really think is a great addition to the game? And that is the skill tree. The stick man, all the memes and all the fun. This skill tree has taken so much abuse over the years. And I have to say, although it's not S tier, it's definitely an elevation to what it was before. For those of you that played when this game launched, this is probably 40%, 50% increase in the amount of skills and abilities that are in the tree. I really, really like it. I think it's a great step forward. Clearly, this is good that if they want to further expand it, they can. But definitely nice addition to the game, which I really, really, it hits you in the face right away when you start assigning skills. So good improvement. They clearly have added a lot of things in this game that are adding to the layers of things that you can do and customization. And we're all familiar with this in D2, the cube. And as you can see, you can do gear modification, item transmutation, and rune crafting through the cube. And the UI is very clean and crisp. You just highlight, this was add an affix. This one will change a random affix to another category. and on and on and on. And then there's item transmutation, where you can transmute 3 of the same equipment, talisman, or rune items into a random new item of that type. You can recycle uniques, you can upgrade uniques, legendary, and they've added set pieces to the game, which was, again, that's probably coming from D3 days. This is D2. They're really grabbing from all their different games, not only themselves, but I also see some similarities with other games that they've kind of picked up and made it and put it in Diablo 4. Again, all good. All studios do it. And these are rune crafting. The talisman is another nice addition that I liked like when I saw this, I was like, this is really neat. And that is the fact that you can put this seal basically in the center, and it unlocks these charms around the seal. Now, depending on what seal you put in, that determines how many charms it unlocks. And when you unlock the charms, you can put these charms in the slots to give you different attributes. And as you can see here, if I were to put this one in, it would give me 5% more movement speed and 2% potion healing, and etc., etc. So basically, as you progress, you'll get seals that have 5 charm slots, 6 charm slots. So it's something to work towards, something to make your character stronger, because this is all adding to your power, defense, survivability of your character. So I think that is definitely really, really good. Now, just to put some perspective into the expansion of Diablo 4, this is basically the open world, and this is what I was familiar with in Sanctuary. This is the area that I grinded the hell out of. And then the Vessel of Hatred expansion came, which I did not play. And this is where that expansion is. And then the Lord of Hatred expansion is in this area. So as you can see, Diablo 4, from an open world perspective, has continued to expand their world. Now, that's a very brief take on my initial experience so far with D4. I have to say, I'm very pleasantly surprised. I know this is a really early take. Like I said, level 39, we still got a ways to go. And I'm very interested in seeing what the end game is. Because if there was one thing about my personal experience with playing Diablo 4, was that the game never held me for a long period of time. Now, a lot of people have come into my live streams and asked me, what do you think? And also, is it worth buying? Now, I'm very careful in telling people what to purchase because, everybody works their butt off to make a living and earn money. And the last thing I want you to be responsible for is for me to tell you something and then you don't like it and you're wasting your hard-earned money. So I'm going to kind of stay away from whether or not you should purchase or play Diablo 4. What I will do is continue to share my experience as I go through this journey. Now, I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to the games that I play. I do not play games that I don't like. If you've been with me for a while, you know that. My experience with Diablo games is pretty in depth. I played a lot of Diablo 2. Now, I played it after Diablo 4. Did not play Diablo 2 when it originally came out. I played it after Diablo 4 came out, but it was one of the best gaming experiences of my life. And we beat Diablo 2 Resurrected. The only thing I have not done in Diablo 2 is the Grail Challenge. I beat the game in hardcore. I did a 30-day Uber challenge where we beat all the Uber bosses. I started with a scratch character, and in 30 days, I had to build a character to beat all the Uber bosses in the game, and I did that in 30 days. Only thing is the Grail that I have not done. So I Blizzard has given me a lot of joy with the games. Unfortunately, Diablo 4 just hasn't put enough meat on the bone. That's an expression I like to use. So unfortunately, I had to walk away. Now, is what I've experienced so far going to be enough to keep me playing a game? Like, to me, if I'm playing a game 3 weeks, a month, building multiple characters, that's a sign that the game is enjoyable. There's purpose in the game. I'm having fun. It's in depth. There's layers. And this is what's really, if there's a takeaway from my initial experience so far, is Diablo 4 has actually piqued my curiosity, and I'm going to invest more time in the game because I'm curious to see down the line, is there really a treasure at the end of this rainbow? Is there going to be enough? So the fact that they've even piqued my curiosity, that's something they never did in the past. So I'm very optimistic, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the end game entails. I'm hearing a lot of things that there are some war plans or something similar to the Atlas tree in PoE. So I'm very curious. And I do want to say before we sign off here, I have not looked anything up. I'm going in completely blind. I have gone AFK in some of the other streams, but as soon as they get into stuff that I haven't seen yet in Diablo 4, I kind of just change channels and I'll go watch another game because I do want to experience this. I really do want to have a true, unique experience with my first playthrough. Someone has shared with me that there is a campaign skip once you complete the game first, one time. But I'm enjoying my time so far. But one thing I will say, if I can be a little bit critiquey before we go, and that is the combat in the game. So I've played Diablo 2. Obviously, I've played this game, Season 2. I've played Grim Dawn. I've played Titan Quest. I've played Last Epoch. I've played PoE 1, PoE 2. Now, a lot of people, when they compare Last Epoch to Path of Exile 2, they're like the difficulty of the game, like the easiness of the game. They consider Last Epoch very easy to kill enemies and blast through the game. And then they have PoE 2, which they put on the other spectrum, which is a little bit more harder, in-depth kind of thing. So if that's kind of the barometer, where does Diablo 4 sit? So far, with the Lord of Hatred, it is definitely closer to Last Epoch than it is to PoE 2. The one critique I do have, or I have a couple of critiques, but the other critique that I have so far of my experiences, the boss fights so far in the campaign have been trivial. And I just wish they would be a little bit more complicated and difficult. Basically, with all the bosses, one or two mechanics that you avoid. Don't go in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just dodge, run around, do your damage, and you're good. It's instant kill. Well, not instant kill, but you kill the boss and it's done. So the boss fights have been really lackluster for me. Some of the animations of the bosses have been really nice. Like I said, when it comes to cinematics, the game is second to none. But the boss fights could use a little bit of ramping up, health-wise, of the boss, and also the amount of time it takes to kill them. They're very simple boss fights. So if I could say one thing, that's another thing I would say. All right, that's my first 10 hours or under 10 hours of Diablo 4. I gotta say, I was not expecting to be this positive. I'm really surprised. But again, we haven't gotten to the part that's really, really going to pull me either way. Sorry. And we'll see how the end game goes. I'm excited to see what it entails. So let me know what your thoughts are, everyone. If you were away from Diablo 4 and decided to step in, let me know your experience. How is your grind going in the Lord of Hatred? What are your thoughts on the Lord of Hatred? What are your thoughts on Diablo 4? And if there's anything I said that you kind of don't like, or you're like, I don't think so, Sammy, it's this, and that, get in the comments section and let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, I'm gonna finish the game, do everything there is to do, and then I'm gonna do a wrap up on my full experience of the Lord of Hatred expansion. I'm looking forward to the end game to see what it has. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, we'll hope to see you next time. Take care. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and solely mine. Healthy debate is always encouraged. Hate is never welcomed. So get over it.